So I shot this little story, and also I just want to warn you, I mean, it's quite a serious story, but I also want to warn you on the less serious side, I had brown hair there, so do not run screaming from this auditorium. Not only did I have brown hair, I had sort of a flock of seagulls. Yes, you're dating yourself, so anyway, so this is Baidoa, Somalia, 1992, at the height of the famine, the first story I ever shot, just a little bit of it. Take a look.
At outdoor kitchens, young and old, like human skeletons, sit in rows waiting for food. It's cooked in empty oil drums on charcoal fires. The smell of cooking food fills the air and taunts the hungry.
In the background, you can hear AK-47 shots firing right now. I'm at a feeding center run by the organization CARE. There are about 30 or 40 of these feeding centers run by different organizations all throughout the city of Baidoa. You'd almost expect there to be pandemonium here. They're shooting in the distance, people are waiting for food, but there's really not. It's in a way, starvation seems to suck the life out of you. You just sit and wait. There's nothing more you can do.
Some die waiting. They sit down and never get up. Their bodies are pushed aside by the living. Few tears are shed. The dead are brought to makeshift morgues and then buried in unmarked pits outside of town.
We've just brought another body in now. That makes it about 10 or 11 bodies that are in so far. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Mohammed, the man who cares for these bodies, says that by midday, when the truck comes to take the bodies to the burial ground, he expects there to be about 60 or 70 bodies. It's hard to describe what it's like being here. When you walk in and you see the bodies, it's unreal. You don't realize they're bodies at first. They're covered in shrouds, and they're so thin. I mean, my hand is about 6 inches from finger to finger, and that's how wide most of these bodies are. It's incredible.
On the sides of roads, animals and humans lie rotting where they fell. Maggots feast while humans starve in Baidoa. I tried to distance myself, tried to find ways to escape the sight, the smell of the dead and the dying. At night, I stayed behind the guarded walls of the Red Cross. But even at night, the sounds of guns firing told me where I was.
Death and suffering are everywhere here in Baidoa. I was walking down this road and just came upon a family whose son just died as I was standing there. They're now washing his body. You want to do something, you want to cry out, you want to grab someone and get them to help, but there's no help to be had, and there's no one around. For a lot of these people, it's too late. You know, the relief supplies are coming, but they've been suffering for months, and they're going to die. And there's nothing you can do.
I sat and watched the boy's father use what little water he had to clean his son's body. They had come to Baidoa because they had heard there was food here. The father had already watched his 2 other boys die. This was his last. He was 5 years old. He was just one boy. His was just one death. It happens 1,000 times a day in places like this all over Somalia. It happens every day. Reporting from Africa, I'm Anderson Cooper from Channel 1.